Lafayette, and why is everybody moving here? Well, that's exactly what this video is for. Let's get started. Alright, Christy Lee here, and I am a local real estate agent and a native of Colorado, and all of my videos are catered to people who are wanting to move to Colorado and learn a little bit more about specific areas, places to take your kids to go play, eat, drink, all of that good stuff. So if that's something that interests you, please click subscribe right there. That way you get notified every time I have a new video. Alright, so today I'm in Lafayette, Colorado, and Lafayette is a cute old mining town, or was a mining town back in the day, and it's located about 12 miles east of Boulder. One great thing about Lafayette is that it is in Boulder County, so depending on where you stand on the political spectrum, it is going to be definitely more liberal for sure, just because it is going to be in Boulder County. We are super close to Boulder, so it is going to be a little bit more lax in that sense. Lafayette is really cute. It has a great little downtown area, offers that small town feel, yet is still close enough to Boulder to where you still could have that city life, to an extent of Boulder, of course. And then you also are pretty close to Denver. You're only going to be about 35 minutes to Denver. One drawback of Lafayette is the accessibility, because Lafayette is kind of tucked away off of the highways. So you're about probably about 6 miles off of I-25, and then you're going to be about 6 miles as well to Highway 36. Both of those are going to either take you into Denver, Boulder, or Fort Collins, depending on which way you're headed. But it is going to be a little bit farther off of the highway than some other cities around town. But that doesn't, I definitely don't think that should be a drawback for sure, because this little city is fantastic. It offers so much, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so overall, Lafayette is going to be just a tad bit higher, about 14% higher than the national average as far as cost of living is concerned. And then you are going to be a little bit higher as well to live in Lafayette than overall in Colorado. And that honestly is just going to be based off of it being so close to Boulder. Boulder overall is statistically more expensive than Colorado as a whole, and so once you start getting closer to those Boulder areas, and then being in Boulder County, you are going to be paying a little bit more just to live in that area. But so houses, you know, right now in 2021, you're going to be looking at right around mid 700s, and that's going to get you about 2,000 square feet. If you're wanting something a little bit less expensive, they are definitely out there for sure. There's going to be new builds that are going to be right in about mid 500s, but they're going to be quite a bit smaller. You're looking at about 1,100 square feet, 1-car garage. Those are new builds. And then obviously you could pay definitely a lot more, into the millions, if you want something larger, something newer, or even something with land. If you're thinking about moving to Lafayette and worried about where you're going to work, or you're not really sure about the locations of certain employers, there are definitely major employers that are going to be feeding into the Lafayette area. The biggest one, in my opinion, is going to be the Good Samaritan Hospital, or / Kaiser Permanente as well. So that's going to be on 287, or otherwise Wadsworth Boulevard. So that feeds directly into, that is in Lafayette, so a lot of the employers are going to be feeding into the Lafayette area. We also have Google is in Boulder. You have IBM. Who else do we have? Ball. And the big one as well is going to be Colorado University, so CU Boulder. That's huge. So if you're in, a professor or anything in the academics, Obviously, you're going to be probably working in Boulder, and that is going to take you 25 minutes tops to get into work. And all of these employers, because even some of them that I talked about as well as in Broomfield, and Broomfield is really, really close to Lafayette too. So you do have some major name players that feed into the Lafayette area. So I really wouldn't be concerned about probably finding a job in those specific professions. If you're looking for new stuff outside of these professions, there's going to be a lot of tech work out here, IT work. That's going to be in more of the Broomfield area, in the Interlochen area, but definitely feeds into Lafayette because it is so close. Lafayette as a whole offers a lot of great entertainment and restaurants, shopping on their main strip, and then it's just growing too. So if we want to talk about downtown Lafayette, you will have a bunch of like little local restaurants and little boutiques. You have a few breweries that are going to be right there. One of my favorites is going to be STEM Cidery, and so that's not on Main Street. That's going to be a little bit farther up, but it overlooks all of the Flatirons Mountains. Liquid Mechanics is in Lafayette as well. That's also not on the main street, but it's in Lafayette, one of my favorites as well. And then, like I said, it is growing, so you're going to have the major chains too. So big players as far as Walmart, Kohl's, 24-Hour Fitness. There's a Lowe's that is coming up as well. So you will have a lot of accessibility. You will have, or not accessibility, you will have a lot of conveniences. King Soopers is right here too for grocery shopping. And then you could also head right into, for about 15 minutes, you'll be able to get into the Flatirons Mall. So you'll have the shopping and restaurants over on that side too. So you will have a lot of things right around this area. Downtown Lafayette is great because it does have a lot of events as far as festivals. It has a peach festival. It has beer festival. So it's just going to have a lot of fun things to bring the community together. Sweets is going to be in there. So that's like a little ice cream shop. One of their things is going to be banana bread ice cream sandwich. So that's what they're kind of known for. So it's really, really good out there too. So just a lot of little fun things to bring the community together, have fun with your kids out there. There's parks. There's a lot of, there's the WOW Museum. You could take your little ones if you have little kids. The WOW Museum is great over there too. A couple yoga studios, a lot of outdoor fitness areas, a few lakes and trails. So those are just going to be some big things that are going to be in that area. So because Lafayette is in Boulder County, your schools are going to be in Boulder County School District, of course. So Boulder County is going to be one of the top ranked school districts in Colorado. So highly recommend getting your kids into Boulder County. There's schools all over the place in this area. So just depending on whether or not you want to do private school or, you know, public school, whatever, there's schools all over the place. And then as well as daycares. There's daycare centers all over as well. So you wouldn't have any issue finding something. I will say though, coming from personal experience, if you're looking into preschool or daycares, definitely look into those sooner rather than later, because a lot of times they will have those wait lists. Personally, I looked into one and it was 2 years, so that was just ridiculous. So definitely look into those. You can reach out to me anytime if you have questions about specific ones in the areas, but there I can think of right now at least 5 or 6 that are just going to be right here within the Lafayette vicinity. So one thing that I absolutely love about this area is that it is so grown with trees, I guess you can say. I mean, I know that a lot of you are coming from other areas throughout the United States that are definitely more green, but Lafayette, for Colorado anyways, has a lot of greenery, has a lot of really established mature trees, and I absolutely love it. So a lot of the houses that you see, you will have the tree coverage when it comes to the front, the back, the porch, just because it is just a little bit more established than some other areas around town. Another thing that I do like about Lafayette as well is the difference between the newer and the older homes. So you'll definitely see that. You're gonna have the newer, more modern, definitely more contemporary homes, almost kind of look like Dr. Seuss houses in my opinion. Super cool looking houses. But you're also gonna have the older homes, as old as, 1920s. But then also, in the 50s and 60s, and then more recently, obviously in the 90s. So that normal look that you see back in the 90s, the traditional home, you have a lot of those in this area, as well as in the same neighborhood, they're building brand new houses that are going to be extremely contemporary. So I do like that. I do love that they're bringing in the new and the old and kind of mixing them together. It definitely gives it a cool little vibe area within the Lafayette area. But like I said before, you will be paying to live in this area. It's not cheap to live in this area. And the houses tend to be a little bit smaller than if you were to go anywhere else, and that's just simply because it is in Boulder County and you are so close to Boulder. So more expensive, a little bit smaller, unless you want to pay for it. Of course, you could definitely get those big houses, but you will be paying a pretty penny for it. But the area overall, it's really cool. It's really well grown as far as trees and shrubbery and stuff like that is concerned. It's just a really overall very mature area. That's it. That is Lafayette. Hopefully that helps you get a little bit of an idea of what it feels like to live here and how expensive it is to live here as well. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to me anytime. I am the one who answers your phone calls and your text messages, so please reach out. Remember to click that subscribe button. That way you are notified every time I have a new video come online. And to the next video, take care.